dead by then. So most of the churchdom will be dead by then. Martial law is coming to America. Bush can't wait for that one. He's salivating over that one. And so this martial law that's coming is going to kill most of the churchdom right now. And the Lord's going to allow it to wake them up, to refine them by fire. And so, yeah, if we even get that far, it would be amazing. Now, for the handful that will survive because they've already been stocking up and preparing up to that point when Sananda even arrives. Because even, say, 2 months, 1 month, I mean, look at the gas prices, the food riots now in other countries. It didn't take very long for riots in Egypt to start over just food prices. Can you imagine in America, food prices with the gas prices, and you've got CIA running everywhere trying to organize riots and protests? The reason why they want these protests is so they can instigate martial law here in America. And that's why the Lord has said, do not get involved with these protests, folks, to stay away from these orchestrated protests. I don't care if your pastor in your church stands up. The Lord said that I'll expose him for the fraud he is. If your pastors or people you thought were leaders or friends running militia movements or patriotic movements or whatever they are, if they start encouraging you and recruiting you to protest, to hit the streets in a protest and a riot, you'll know exactly who they are. They're snakes. They're working for the government. The Lord has said to stay away from the riots, warning his people to stay out of them, because they're orchestrated. They want to bring martial law into America. Now, how much should you stock up? Start stocking up for 3 months and then go to 6 and then go to 9. I don't know. I don't know exactly how long until I start seeing things happen. If Maitreya arrives, he's got many arrival dates because he comes before Sananda does, and he's the one that's famine. He could be here a good 6-9 months before Sananda even arrives, working at a worldwide famine, martial law, persecution, wars. I would be stocking up now for at least 3, 6, 9 months to even to a year. Certainly won't hurt you if you're overstocked, but it will if you're understocked. Another thing people need to think ahead on is your mortgage payments, your rent payments. You might want to save ahead so that if you lose your job, you can make the payments on your home, keep a roof over your head. I know some people believe tent cities will probably spring up everywhere. That wouldn't be a safe place to be, especially if you're with non-believers. I would just head to the mountains. I'd rather be by myself than be with a group of people that are non-believers. Just going to be targeted by the government. Question from a listener. Yes, it's true about Sam's Club limiting the amount of rice a person can buy. I was in Walmart the other day in the Columbus, Ohio area, and I overheard a worker talking about that. So this is very real and happening, and I don't know how long but I'm stocking up on rice more now. I would advise just buying rice from Walmart and not Sam's Club. Just a heads up to everyone. May Yah bless his people. Yeah, you can go to Walmart and get it. You just can't go to Sam's Club. I don't even have a Sam's Club card. So just get it at Walmart. Like, I haven't had no problems on it buying anything right now. But like I've said, folks, once it starts, it's not going to stop. The wheels aren't going to stop and turn back to the way it used to be, because they've waited too long to implement all this stuff. You know, Satan is just now getting excited that they can start to see suffering and death. So that's what we have coming for us. So it's going to keep going. If no one bites on these riots, which they're going to eventually anyway, people just can't help it, then you'd have to wonder if they're going to go to Plan B, C, whatever. But I really don't think they're going to have a problem organizing riots and protests against the gas prices and the food. And so, you're not showing your patriotism by protesting. I mean, at this point, you're just showing that you're baitable. Because they're taking names, they're going to be taking prisoners. Just do what the Lord leads you to do. I know some people say, well, he's leading me to get a protest. And well, really, he's telling me to tell his people not to get involved. So that's what I'm doing. Just prepare for you and your family so that when things do get bad, you can just lock yourselves up in your houses and stay there. That's what the Lord calls us home. 144,000. I've talked about the 144,000 being taken off of the earth and then returned, and people want to know when that's going to happen with the 144,000. I don't know. I think if it doesn't happen in May of this year, we're going to be here till next year. We could have a whole another year, and as much as that sickens me, being here another year, that could be the way it goes. That could be the way it's played. 2009 starts in September of this year. So actually September of 2008 will actually be September 2009. So that'll be interesting. If Maitreya comes anytime now, rears his ugly head, this Cain, clone of Cain, then this Sananda, this Jesus, could arrive in September of this year. He arrives after Cain, after Maitreya. And so, because like I said, once you realize who the horses are, you know exactly what's going on. And Maitreya is the black horse, and Sananda is the pale horse. And so, the black horse is riding now. He'll arrive publicly on the scene first, and several months later, then Sananda will. And so, it's just, I guess for now we're just waiting to see this black horse rider is going to rear his ugly head, and exactly what happens here in the States. As far as the economy crashing, the housing market already has, food's already rising. Not a whole lot of chaos here, though. I mean, it's been pretty quiet. You hear about the truckers wanting to go on strike and stuff, but I'm telling you, the stores are still stocked. And so, until I start seeing a little bit of chaos with the stores itself, then, you know, we're looking okay for right now. But things could change next week. They could change the week after that. Well, all that means is you need to be busy right now stocking up and getting your areas orgoned, because, like I've said, when this Maitreya does pop up, finally makes his public appearance with his little angelic host or whatever he's going to do, I'm not sure how he's going to arrive. He's going to have a lot of these demonic and alien forces as his forces. And so, and shortly after he'll come and Sananda comes, you have the locust invasion of Euphrates. And so, things are just going to happen very quickly at that time. So you need to be ready for that, folks. You need to be ready. So for now, I'm going to end the show for the night. But for now, just to recap, be stocking up for the famine. You need food, you need orgone, you need ammo. Probably it's a good trade item. You can trade ammo for food, you can trade ammo for just about anything when the times come. Also to protect yourselves and your family against foreign troops, against our troops. They're going to try to take you to camps. It's your right to defend yourself and your families. Don't let them take you to these camps. Don't become a victim of these camps. And if you find yourself inside one of these camps, then you need to rally everybody else around you to do what you can to get out of it. Because once you're in one of these internment camps, you're as good as dead. They're going to take you on the trains and take you to gassing houses and kill you. And so if there's 100, 250 people in a camp, you can overpower 10 guards with guns, and that's exactly what you need to do if you find yourself in one of these camps. Because you're as good as dead already being in one. And so it's your job to try to stay out of them or get out of them. That's where the real war is going to hit, I think. And it's going to be a time of chaos here. And so CIA, the government itself, looking to cause chaos so they can implement a police state here in America. They've got drills going on in the Washington Pacific area, the West Coast, that could go live, give them an excuse to start implementing martial law. Anytime they have a drill, there's a threat that it could go live. You saw that with 9/11. That was their big excuse for why we shouldn't eliminate the military out of this country, since they didn't do anything for us in protecting us at 9/11. Well, there was a drill going on at the time. Same thing that happened in Europe, the subway bombing. We thought it was a drill. So, just another lame excuse, the government letting everybody know there could be an attack. So don't buy this fake drill stuff. Any one of these drills could go live. Their biggest push is to start implementing a police state here in America. They want to bring the military in and beef up our own police even more to where we have a total police state here. And so they're going to use food riots, gas riots, terror drills going live, terror attacks that they've planned, and they'll blame on somebody else. Anything they can do, because they want to implement the police state this summer, which means we could be going into martial law as early as this summer as well. Then we have their fake UFO flyover in July with Russian and Japanese-made UFOs. And possibly Washington getting blown up and then them blaming it on aliens, these Russian and Japanese UFOs. It could get quite entertaining here, folks. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens. All we can do is just wait and see what happens. Anyway, until next week, everybody. God bless.